right. So here we are on model 5 and model 6, and for this one we're going to be comparing 97 thousandths versus 2 tenths. And when I look at these, it looks like 97 thousandths is going to be the larger amount. But what I must always do is think about the model and the place value. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do some shading just like we've done. And you'll notice that I don't have a number line this time because thousandths are really, really tiny pieces, and it would pretty much be impossible to represent that on the number line. So I don't have a number line this time. So I'm going to have to go with my pictures and my place value. So if I get my shading pen out and I think about 97 thousandths, I'm going to start with the tenths place. And when I start with the tenths place, I don't have any whole tenths. So that means I won't even be shading a whole column. Okay? When I go to the next place of value, the hundredths column, I'm going to be needing to shade 9 hundredths. So thinking about my base 10 blocks, this right here is 100th, and I need 9 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in 9. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Remember, that leaves me one blank at the bottom. So now I have 9 hundredths, and the next piece that I need to shade in would be 7 thousandths. So now I'm going to just kind of zoom in, and I'm going to get those 7 thousandths. So each little row has 5 thousandths, so there's 95 thousandths. This makes 96 and 97. So now I have my 97 thousandths versus my 2 tenths. So again, I notice that my model is cut into 10 equal pieces, and I need 2 of those. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to shade in 2. There's 1/10. And another 10th. All right. And right away when I look at this, I can see that 2 tenths has more shaded than 97 thousandths. And that's sometimes surprising to 5th graders because 97 thousandths, again, it just sounds like it's so big. But remember, thousandths means that we have much tinier pieces. And our tenths is much bigger. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to line up that place value. I'm going to swing my 2 tenths right over here underneath my 97 thousandths. And I'm going to look at place value. And I'm actually going to fill in with zeros right underneath so that we can compare place value to place value. And so when I'm looking at this number and I see that we have a 0 in the ones place and our decimals are lined up, and I look at the tenths place, I'm going to circle that because right here is where we're going to make that comparison. We're going to go ahead and say that 2 is bigger than 0. And we can see in our model that 2 is has much more shaded. 2 tenths has much more shaded than 97 thousandths. So I'm going to write that with my comparison marks, and I'm going to actually write on this line here. And I'm just going to give my greater than and my less than signs. And remember, our greater than sign has the 2 dots, and we have 2 tenths is greater than 97 thousandths, And then if I flip that around and I have my little piece facing the smaller number, we have 97 thousandths is less than 2 tenths. Alright? So there's my comparison for that one. Make sure that you have these in your notes. I'll be coming around to check your work. We have one more video that we're going to put in today. And remember, this is a participation grade, so all your participation is important and you are held accountable with your grade.